So today we're going to discuss how to string the Powermax string pattern on Dunlop rackets. This one in particular is a Dunlop Blackstorm titanium squash racket, and the Powermax string pattern involves two main strings each in these lower few holes here at the throat. I use a single piece of string, 28 feet long. I string this squash racket at 25 pounds. Your knot holes are going to be the fifth hole at the top and the fourth hole at the bottom. The way I string it is with one piece of string. It's not necessarily the only way to do it, but I think it's an easy way. It's the way I do it. I start with a 4-inch tail of string outside the number 3 hole at the bottom, and I count that as 1, 2, 3. This would be the fourth hole we're going to use for the final main string, which is a single. The bottom 3 have 2 strings coming out of each hole. At the top, you're going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. Skip 7 because that's cross string, and then the 8th hole will be for the final outside single main string. You begin with a 4-inch tail outside the number 3 hole, and then with a long piece of string you come up and you exit through the number 6 hole at the top. You loop around and come back down the number 8 hole, that's that outside main string here. You exit down through the number 4 hole at the bottom. You then enter through the number 3 hole. You go back up and exit through the number 5 hole at the top, come down through the number 4 hole at the top, and out through the number 2 hole at the bottom. You go up through the number 1 hole at the bottom. Go up through the number 2 hole at the top, over to the number 3 hole at the top, down, coming out the number 2 hole at the bottom, and then going up into the number 1 hole at the bottom, and exiting through the number 1 hole at the top, where you cross over, and now you come down the number 1 hole on the other side. Coming all the way down, you're going to exit through the number 1 hole at the throat. We come out the number 1 hole at the bottom. We go up to the number 2 hole at the bottom, up, and then out through the number 3 hole at the top, down through the number 2 hole, come back down again to the number 1 hole, go up through the 2 hole, go to the top, and then come out through the 4 hole, cross over and come down through the 5 hole at the top, and then out the 3 hole at the bottom. We go up the number 4 hole, go up to the top, come out the number 8 hole, and then we come down through the number 6 hole at the top, exiting out through the number 3 hole at the bottom, and then you can begin your cross strings by going up to the number 5 hole and starting your cross strings all the way up, back and forth, weaving your way up until you do your final cross string, exiting here at the number 7 hole, and then tying that off up here, back at the number 5 hole at the top. And that's how you do it. That's my way anyway. Your way may differ. There are many different ways to skin a cat.